And that's where we start with our Newsmaker segment. We are pleased to have with us the recently elected Kansas 3rd District U.S. Representative Sharice Davids. Davids, a Democrat, won a stunning victory over Republican Kevin Yoder last November. Representative Davids is an attorney and one of the first Native American women to serve in the U.S. House. Congresswoman Davids, welcome to Ruckus. Thank you very much for coming in.
Oh, well, I'm happy to be here, Mike.
Well, as one of your constituents, I'm especially pleased to have this chance to meet you and to talk with you today. Political analysts are saying the energy in the Democratic Party has moved to the left, and that's because of people like you and the other new members of Congress elected last November, that the party has now moved leftward and embracing a lot of liberal programs not endorsed in the past. Do you agree with that? The energy is on the left?
Well, I don't know about a full shift further one direction or the other. Definitely, this class shifted the Congress a little bit younger, and I think that
does that mean more progressive?
I think it definitely means a lot more energy. Although when I showed up in D.C., even for the orientation, I noticed that the energy that the Democratic caucus had was there was a lot of excitement. Tons of people were excited about having kind of this new class that was the largest. My understanding is the largest class since Watergate. Or the aftermath of Watergate, and so I think that I don't know that I think that the entire caucus is shifting. There are a lot of races that were similar to the Kansas 3rd, actually, where seats flipped from Republican to Democrat, or the districts are very purple. And
but it wouldn't upset you, would it, if the party had moved to the left? Don't you consider yourself on the left side of the Democratic Party?
Well, I consider myself to be pragmatic, and if you look at some of the caucuses there are out there, I'm part of the New Dem caucus, which is what I consider to be the most a very pragmatic caucus, and an attempt to get things done.
Let me get you to talk about immigration.
Bipartisan way.
The president signed the emergency declaration, hoping to get the money to further build a wall along the southern border. You think he was wrong to do that?
I think there's a lot of issues with the president circumventing the,
just
in the Constitution.
Just the wall part. What about the wall itself? Are you opposed to extending the wall that now exists?
Well, yeah, I'm opposed to spending money in places that are not efficient uses of the appropriations that Congress is constitutionally mandated to set forth. The president consistently switched around how much money the quote-unquote wall would require, where it would be, how long it should be, and really at the end of the day, what we need to be thinking about is smart border security, smart ways of spending our money that are efficient, and the wall just wasn't that.
Well, Speaker Pelosi has called the wall immoral. Do you think a wall is immoral?
I think the president's approach to the conversation around what the wall was supposed to stand for, I think it falls in line with a lot of the rhetoric that he has previously used. And part of the reason during the campaign when I was running, I consistently said that the president's rhetoric and dehumanizing and categorizing entire groups is, it's just wrong. And it doesn't feel like the country that I want to be, that I want us to be, and that I think that a lot of us believe we are.
But is the wall immoral?
Well, the idea, I think that to say a wall is immoral, it's an inanimate object.
I don't think walls are immoral.
The concept of it is,
one of your colleagues, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, has introduced a resolution calling for a Green New Deal, dramatic changes, doing away with fossil fuel in 10 years or so. Do you think any of that's practical? Do you endorse the Green New Deal?
Well, the Green New Deal also contained a lot of other things that weren't solely focused on
Medicare for all,
climate change and that sort of thing. I think that, I'm sitting on the Transportation and Infrastructure Committee, and if there's a place where we could see a lot of progress on climate change, climate change is a real problem. and our approach to how we get to more renewables, at some point in the future, getting to 100% renewables, is going to require that every single one of us sitting on these committees, whether it's transportation or the select committee on climate change or the small business committee where I'm at, we all have to be thinking about these issues. There's never going to be a one-size-fits-all solution to this. It's going to take a collective action.
Almost out of time. Let me ask you two quick questions. Give me quick answers if you would. Do you support Medicare for all? Yes or no?
I support increasing access to affordable quality health care for as many people as possible, as quickly as possible.
Free college?
I want us to be concentrating on the K through 12 public education system that, of course, is mostly at the state level. We have to do something about the student loan debt crisis.
Sadly, we're out of time. I hope you'll come
This
back.
was
We
quick.
can talk some more. Yeah, it is. Pleasure to meet you. Thanks so much for coming in.
Please have me back.
I will. That's Kansas 3rd District Congresswoman Sharice Davids. Now let's meet the panel and start a ruckus.